Okay, we're back.
Hi.
So, hi guys.
Hi.
Hi again.
Hi again. Welcome once again to Podcast on the Go with Vernon Joseph Go. It's my name, and this recording is a part two of the same people or the same guests, Hannah and Julian.
Hi.
So previously we talked about podcasting,
It is fun.
and we just wanted to change venue, or since we recorded that in a coffee shop, CBTL, Coffee Bean Tea and Leaf.
Sponsorship pending.
Sponsorship pending. Sponsorship pending. So we wanted to have a change of location, a change of pace, a change of angle for the video side of this podcast, because the topic is sensitive, or depends, or how you see the topic or understand the topic. The topic is mental health.
We just don't want to offend
Well,
people or think.
Yeah, because actually in the coffee shop, someone was side eyeing already. Did you notice? No, you did not
Yeah,
notice. I
yeah.
noticed ah, students studying, but you have to respect the students because
They're still
we were also
studying.
one student, but we did not study in coffee shop. We studied at school. Okay,
Yeah, I don't study.
but I think depends.
Seriously, I don't study at coffee shops anymore. Like it wasn't a thing back in the day.
Why are we dissing students anyway?
Anyway.
That shows our age. So back to mental health. So
Okay.
we at the we mentioned, but I think not gonna be included on the previous podcast that we're gonna talk about mental health because it's not talked about. Number one, rarely talked about. Second, after the International Podcast Day,
Yeah.
that's already October here in the Philippines. So in October there will be a mental health week. So I think that's at least a contribution to that cause, or to that conversation on mental health. So how do we go about this? I think this will be like the third upload when the time comes.
Yeah.
I already have some mental health related topics with different guests. The first one was how to be friends with someone experiencing some mental health issues.
Yeah.
The second one was just experience sharing about anxiety and mental health issue from someone who was also experiencing and still experiencing it. So how are we gonna go about it? I'm not sure myself because
Not sure.
because I have two guests. So this is the second time I have two guests talking about different topics. So
I'm curious if you have friends who besides your guests, if you know people personally that are experiencing mental health disorder or what.
no, I think all of us do.
Yeah.
It's just that it was not described, or it
As
was not
such.
branded
As
as
such.
such. No, it was just brushed off as something that
A phase.
Get over it.
Get over it.
diba? So I think that's
Just
that's
a
the,
phase.
that's the difference
Yeah.
between the generations, because during their time I think things were simpler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be conscious of things that we're conscious of now because of technology
And
the
breakthroughs.
internet, and
The more knowledge.
yeah.
Yeah. So
we're
it's
we're taking this we're taking this as delicately as possible, because as much as we will really talking about it, it's there are some aspects that we may or may not understand, and then
yes.
other people will take it as an offense to being offended.
And
So
by the way, we're not experts. We're just sharing,
Yeah.
what we
we're just
know.
concerned- we're just
we
concerned
understand.
people.
Like, we want others to talk about it more.
It's like if we were to sum this up in a short text, like, we want you to talk about this. Like, this is our video telling you to talk about this topic.
That's why we're here in the grassy area. Because plants, they reduce
Green,
your
yeah,
your
they
stress
calm you down,
levels, it calm you down more.
Actually, calms
That's
your
why-
eyes. That's like that's
and
the
your
primary-
smell
yeah.
or
Yeah.
everything actually.
So we hope not to smell landmines.
Shit. He was talking about shit. Okay, in case you didn't get it.
Yes, shit. Anyway.
So who wants to share
what
about
do you guys want to
mental health?
know?
Maybe I want to start, but like
Okay, Julian, you start.
uh
Hold the mic.
so I've encountered like several people who go through like what people assume at first as phases, but like they occur so like frequently or like in like succession to the point that like there's something wrong, and I think that it's not going to be easy to be dealt with. I won't mention any names because like I want to keep them close to the chest. I value the secrecy and the trust they're giving me when they tell me things like this, but like sometimes when I think of mental health, it's like one aspect of everything, the whole person. Like they're like it's like contributing to like let's say you're going through this mental health problem, or like you're going through something because of what happened to you before, or what like you overthink that it might happen again and you don't like talking about it too much.
What's that?
It's like a trauma, like that person went through a traumatic experience, and then because of that, like that person experiences like anxiety, gets depressed, like sometimes to the point where that person mentioned that he or she wants to cut, like
Yeah.
do the last or like cutting like that.
I'm curious. You have a friend who told you
Yeah.
that he or she has this and that, and what did you do? What did you say?
Since like for one, like I don't experience like that much, like I'm generally happy. I just get pissed at government stuff or whatever, but like generally, but like I mostly listen, not talk a lot, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you yourself don't know what they're going through. So it's
difficult to describe.
yeah, because even though they like tell you stuff, like it's hard to imagine if you haven't done it or tried it yourself or you experience it yourself. So it's better if you let them talk, you let them listen, just let them air out stuff, like just like clarify or something, but never judge, never like give them, just like tell them that you're there for them, like that. Never like judge something based out of what they're experiencing, because you yourself have not experienced the same kind of like experiences. So we're different people and we experience different things.
But I'm like also I'm asking because I have mental issues and I have mental health issues, but I'm curious about you. Did it occur to you that maybe the person was overacting, or
Like when I was like younger, I thought of it as like that. I was once a person like that, but like I've been exposed to so many things now, to the point that I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's like that's why I listen, because sometimes it's not in what they say, but it's
Right.
sometimes in how they're feeling at the time, or if depends on the type of person, if they're like the sherry type or they like don't hold back
yeah, right?
type, because like there are people who like don't really talk about it.
Because I also noticed that there are also some people who wants to be noticed. That's why they thought
They do.
I don't know.
They no.
My-
They do the things they do
Yeah.
because they want attention.
Yeah, they want attention. My dad told me about this story. I forgot about it. Like it's a suicide story. There are two kinds of suicidal people. The first one is the one who really kanang ditso lang walay pahibaw and the second one like kanaging kakon mo to sa maktan like
Not familiar.
like
Katong may-
nayambak like nakakos pag traffic
Sakay siya taxi.
like that person if you think about it kay kuan mer siya ganang nangita gani og kuan like i-save pa ko murag kanang
Like nangita siya like some
how-
unsay tawag na.
maybe nagduha-duha pa siya
Like nag-need siya someone para mo pull niya.
yeah
like, It's like
want someone to care.
yeah you want someone
Show
to
that they care.
Yeah.
oh yeah
But sometimes inana naman ng
so I guess that same thing applies to kuan sa like generally sa
because
kuan
generally, yeah.
sa mental issues so yeah so what
Because like it's like ano you reach a point in your life where you really don't want to be alone,
yeah
but you never had the chance to like communicate or be with people to the point na you don't acquire the necessary what do I say this the necessary like experience in your life. It's not really, I don't know if it's necessary or what, but it's somewhat like, how do I say this, like you reach a point where I don't know, it depends on the person because people can be alone and happy.
Yep.
But
True.
like there are people too who are like alone.
like
Or they
needs
just want to be
cons-
understood.
Yeah.
who wants to be understood
At
or
least-
maybe needs constant validation
Or
like,
they just want to feel connection.
yeah
Yeah. So like I can't really there's like here's the thing well there is no one size fits all solution to every single mental health issue because even though there is like a template for a certain issue, if it's with a certain person like or a
Oh.
different type of person, it goes out the window.
right
You deal with that person differently than this person and this person and this person.
that's why mental health needs to be talked about because it's so complex kuyawan lagi ko ay
No, because it's like
This is-
because it's about
Think about it.
people.
You're practicing for your podcast.
no it's because of the topic
Okay.
No, it's like it's deeply personal, Mangoy.
yeah
What
And-
you say can help others. No pressure.
okay
I don't like people saying no pressure because it's like hidden pressure.
it's
There is pressure.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
That's why there's no such thing as no pressure.
Okay, I want to talk about this like something personal experience because I think it's important.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys read, but I don't know if you read my other blog, but I've recently posted about an experience I had before, like probably 7 or 8 years ago. Like something happened to me, someone did something to me, and I ended up having PTSD.
Oh, is
The
is this the one you posted on your Tumblr?
Yeah, you read it.
Yeah, I read.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why I
Such a
I didn't-
stalker,
I don't-
Julian.
It's not that I'm a stalker. It's like I go through my usual Facebook
Yeah.
run and then like just happen to go about it.
It's
Then I read
Facebook's
it.
fault.
No, I
Just
didn't
kidding.
post it
It's
on
never.
Facebook.
It's
Because my Tumblr is connected to my Twitter, so I guess yeah. So
it was probably Twitter.
someone did something to me, no, and then I ended up having PTSD. And what happened was the after na kay I would hide in the cabinet. I didn't want to be around guys. And the only guy that I go out with was my ex-boyfriend. But because that was the thing that happened was so traumatic, and I ended up like magkurog-kurog ko when I'm around guys. Karon like mo ana lang sa una, like inana lang or ana touch kay mangurog ko, and mo na mutago ko sa cabinet. So it was so traumatic nga. Inguna na siya niya. Imagine for years and muhilak lang kog kalit inana. And then ako ni siyang i-share sa like someone nga kanang murag counselor marginana good. And then okay pa to pag first na ni stop. The reason why I stopped talking about it because nasakitan ko kay one time ni sulti siya nga just get over it. But kanang
Was it a friend or
not
Is
really
it
a
professional
friend.
counselor?
Did you
or
pay?
just like,
No, I didn't pay.
It's like
Kanang
a
that's
wala
why
na-
maybe
or a
Like,
random
kanang-
school counselor? I don't know.
basta niya mo ito siya nga kanang kuan ko na maybe ang lalisura yung lisod ki siya isulti
Na-offend ka to.
na-offend ko ato di lisod ki siya isulti na kundi na ko isulti tanan so isulti na lang kana ko.
Or I don't know, cause like
you don't have to. We
I
will
really
we will
don't
not
have to, 'cause
force you.
So,
I mean it was fortunate enough na I was able to read it before this, so I kinda know, but I don't know about what's in there. But
Read it
yeah,
lang.
no, if
but you don't really have to.
don't have to.
and so basta mo
Or
na
we can just share the blog post
yeah you
Yeah,
can
on the
Yeah.
Ito siya.
because it different people have. That's why we changed venue.
Because it's like
Singot ko,
it's a topic that not many people want to talk about, even though it's like they're all
Yeah,
in a
sometimes
table full of normal people.
it's better to like put it in something else in
Yeah.
in a different form.
Yeah.
Because you can't say it,
Yeah.
and that's what I like about blogging, because
There are things that
yeah,
you can't talk about.
it's
Yeah.
easier
It's easier
to read it out loud.
And the YouTube comments are savage, even though it's a serious topic, and then like some random person like just wants attention and puts a random comment that's offensive or whatnot.
Can you share like what were your takeaways like
So
after
yeah,
that?
so after that, it took me like probably 3 or 4 years to totally get over it because every time I remember it, it was so painful, and I feel ashamed it's as if na ako'y sala so galing ako'y naisala ba, and also because the person who did it to me kay wala dyan ako na-confront, so that was one of the reason nga nung dugay kay siyang nakaget over, and it wasn't totally a secret. Kabaw akong friends, of course my ex-boyfriend also knew, but kuan lang siya kanang mauwaw ko ba, and then pero ang ako yung nakuha na to nga ang makapa-solve gani like in ana nga problem like PTSD is so serious, like a lot of our soldiers today after sa war muli dili na maka-function as a normal human being, and mo na siya ang nahitabo jud nako nga every time nga naay musakay jeep nya nay motupad lalaki, oh my god manggahi ko maginana, so kanang it took a while nga na normal ko balik kay start na kog forgive akong self. In the first place wala ko'y sala. Yeah, most ito niya understand and also accept the fact that it really happened, because a lot of victims manggod don't acknowledge
it.
nga nahitabo to siya murag sigig deny gani, so you have to acknowledge the fact that it really happened, and you know wala kay mabuhat, but ang imong wa kay makontrol ato, but ang imong makontrol ang imong attitude towards ana nga
And how you look at things moving forward.
and then you know more to PTSD and I also before na jud ko an anxiety, and you know I also
It was just amplified because of that.
yeah, and then about depression I don't know, I don't want to kuan jud siya kay maglisod ko og talk about depression because lahi-lahi og experience ang mga tao,
And you never know when
You
a
never
person
know.
is actually depressed,
Oh.
or it's like
but
Phase.
yeah, for me naara jud siya. If I were to describe depression, mura siya og kuan.
Background application.
Mura siya og aso. Mura siya naara gyud siya. Sometimes masimhutan nimo siya, sometimes dili. Sometimes makalimot ka nga naa na siya. So in my experience, probably like open man siguro kay ko about this sa kana kong vlog no, like atong 2015, 2016. Kato yung time nga ni-stop kong vlog.
Yep.
And then I stopped
Yeah.
I stopped seeing people like ato sila Rome, ning ko nga ay kato di pa be close ato, but people sa Sibi. Yup, ganito po. Oh my god. Sige, para dan ang nahitabo sa kuha kay at first you try to deny nga na ay na kay something like dark
or
cloud.
You have it,
And then differentiate nimo siya sa loneliness lang nga normal ug sa kanang depression gyud, because there were times, you know, a big part ato nga kay kato jud last years na sa ko ex-boyfriend. Because kato nga time ang good kay nagi times nga happy jud kay mo kanang dili atik-atik nga happy ba kanang nag-travel gug ka na kay bag-o nga kanang trabaho daghan.
Yep.
Oh yan na
Yep.
gani,
And
but
then,
genuine kay ka nga happy, but at the end of the day kay murag na ay whole gani murag, and then you think about death a lot. And I wasn't suicidal. Mo na siya like a lot of people think that if you have depression you think of suicide a lot. No, it wasn't like that sa ako ang case. I just think about death all the time, like what would happen inana kanang unsa ka ano kung mamatay ko karon kanang
legacy nga mabili.
I didn't think I also don't like nga kanang mga kuan kanang legacy kuan lang murag sige lang jud ko hunahuna about death. Like I was so curious about death to the point nga kanang I read a lot of kanang books nga kanang experience sa mga tao nga mga about death. Murag na
Yeah. I think it's normal to think about death.
Oh.
It's just
When
not
it's there.
it's not just talk.
Oo.
It's just that it's not talked about.
It's
Oh.
like sometimes like
It's like a societal pressure ba nga. Let's not talk about that.
Nanako sa point I'm thinking ba I'm in a point where like it's there. Death is there. Everyone
It's
dies.
inevitable.
Yeah, and I think that
Okay,
it's
wait,
it's
I mean,
just
okay.
it's just like you need to use perspective.
Mhm.
It depends on how you see death,
Yeah.
right? You can say, well, you only live once,
But then
and then it adds some sort of realization that, oh, you should, then all the more reason to do the things that you want to do, right? So that's a different, yes, it's death, but it's like
it's
you see it
putting-
differently, or you're
Depend-
Yeah.
understanding
depends
it
on the
differently,
person, really.
right?
Then there's also that death nga because you want the pain to
To go
stop.
away.
Yeah.
Or also let's also talk about self-harm, because people there are people nga kanang maglaslas, and I have friends nga na interview because for the information of everyone, I also volunteered in a shelter for abused and abandoned children, and there were volunteers who were previous drug addicts and kanang mga suicidal, and I don't want to mention her name, na siya ko andiri kanang slice like yung gitaga iyahang paa, and dako gyud siya until now daw sakit daw gyud ko naman siya kanang
Like phantom pain.
o kanang, pero na daw times nga sakit daw gyud siya, dili siya sakit nga kanang nasamad kanang pero siya na deep na kanang sakit
Nerve or
oh my God,
nerve damage.
I asked her, why did you do it? Nganong nasud gyud si mong nung nga tagaon nimong paa, oh my God.
Mm-mm.
So kanang iyang gisulti is when kanang nag-struggle siya depression kay kuan, wala siya ma-feel gyud something, so like the pain, you can't describe the kind of pain sa depression nga tungod sa kanang ganahan ka maka-feel, imo na lang kuanan imong kogalingon.
Para
Needs
mo-
a stimulus.
O yuli pero kinanglan kag proof gani nga
You still feel.
oh, you still feel ana. So mo tinitabo siya, and sa akong case wa ako naabot ng part nga last self harm ko ano to, there was one time nga kanang I opened up sa akong ex-boyfriend, and then murag gikapoy gyud siya paminaw nako sa iya akong birada sakit kay siya gisulti ato nya kanang ganing magtanga kanang moabot ka sa point nga wa may point ko musulti di man nimo ma-explain di man nimo ma-explain di sad sila kasabot so may pag di nila maisulti so murag giduk-duk nako kung ulo sa bungbong kay kanang
You need to express it.
oh di mo siya ma-express mo to siya the only time nga nag self-harm ko and then di siya ko ganahan nga mausap to na kanaging nakaana ka nga halan no nabuhat to nako sa galingon and mo to dito na ko na curious na kuan nga unsa siya ka importante istorya kay some people kuan they go through the same thing and they also don't understand it and people around them kay kanang kuan kuan ra na uy mo mulabay ra na
They don't understand.
Oh,
They can't understand because they have not experienced it
It's
yet.
not like they don't want to understand.
No, it's-
Sometimes you just
they just
can't.
Ignorance
Oh.
is bliss.
Yeah.
You said no sa ignorance po. It's like
No, you can't.
Even-
you
even
can't
though- even
get
though-
it if you don't. It doesn't happen to you.
I mean, it's like ignorance is like nothing. Like you don't really care or like you know about those things, but then even though you know, like unless you experience it
Yeah.
for yourself,
Yeah.
nothing. It's not the same.
like what my mom said like na mga like example na kay uyab og ay nakauyab na
Kini
ka
jung uyaw.
people nga wala pa ka uyab or wala pa ka nag
Always
sort of
have, like,
relationship
an
not like
idea.
idea about ana but the real thing like the experience itself kana dili da nila ma-understand yun until
They're
nga
there.
now they're there so
And I think there's also expectation
mm-mm.
on certain things, and then disappoint ka or whatever. But yeah,
And I think like sometimes when you give advice to people who have problems in relationships, sometimes it's like weird now you give them like you're a friend but you haven't been through that and then
Yeah.
like you're giving advice and it's like
it's coming like it's more coming from like an analytical or
Yeah.
emotionless view.
then
But they can't see that because you're experiencing the emotions, the roller coaster, and you
They
can't
like-
seem to follow it because for you there's things that are at stake or something like that. To conclude,
Just listen and don't judge. And if you have a chance, talk about it because that is important. So other people will know nga they're not the only ones who are experiencing it.
yes, so thank you so much for listening. Smash like, download, subscribe.
peace and love.
Thank you.